Good evening, everyone. We'll start this workshop session, and I would ask the clerk to please call roll.
Bartlett.
Here.
Cook.
Here.
Hammond.
Here.
Odenettle.
Here.
Ruben DeSellis. Scott.
Here.
Speed. Wonkel. Here. Watts.
Here.
Williams.
Here.
Mayor Izzard.
Here.
City Attorney Beard.
Great. We got a full slate tonight. All the councilmen are here, and we're going to lead it off with our friends from I-3. So you have the floor, gentlemen.
What does that do? Well, thanks for your time tonight. Again, I know there's some new faces on council. Talked with Mayor Izzard a couple weeks back at the ribbon cutting. Thought it was time again for another update about the I-3 broadband network construction throughout the community. Again, to reintroduce myself, I'm Brian Olson. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the company. Here with me tonight is Damian Collins. He's our market manager for Springfield and for Jacksonville. Josh Bradbury is the general manager for I-3 broadband, and one of the updates since our last meeting is our company has brought on a new vice president of community affairs. His name is Mike Elam. So, Mike, if you want to introduce yourself, or
So I just wanted to say hi. We really appreciate the partnership that you guys have had. When you go into a new city, you never really know how it's going to go, right? You hope everything's going to be great, but you get into permitting processes and stuff like that, and things can go off the rails pretty quickly. So I just wanted to show up and say thank you, because you guys have been a great personal partner for us. We appreciate how everybody just keeps coming in and finding new ways for us to expand. And I'm going to get out of the way of this construction update, because it's when it's really good news, you shut up and let the good news play, right? So with that, I'm going to let Josh tell you a little bit more about what's going on.
Yeah, so I think you guys all have, hopefully have the packet there, just our short presentation here, but kind of wanted to give you, the last time we were here was, I think, February 8th of this year, and we gave you an update, and we had really just got started. So, you know, so this second slide here, or second page, I guess, is just, this is kind of what the network looked like back in February. And if you look, there's a number 1, 2, and 5. And those are the only areas that we were able to install customers at that point. And we were under construction in lots of other ways, which was actually ahead of our schedule at the time. We moved forward to the next page here, and everything in green is been completed, and we are installing customers actively. You'll see there are 4 areas there that are currently under construction, and 1 area in the northwest in blue that is coming soon. There's a few businesses there, but we've made active over 7,200 properties and addresses here in Jacksonville, and we still have another 578 or so to continue on. Next page there is kind of the community response overview back in February, and we had the dark green circles where all the people we were able to be installed and were receiving our service already, and the light green was, and yellow were ones that were interested. So we move forward, a lot more dark green now, and still most of that yellow and light green are people that are either in an area where we just more coordination to get to be able to install some of the apartment complexes, things like that, or businesses that we're working with to bring fiber to their unique locations. So, good news story for sure for the residents of Jacksonville. Next page just kind of gives you that time frame of from the beginning of the agreement that we had back in August 13th of 2021 or 2020. We got the warehouse. We began construction last September. We began splicing, which is connecting all that fiber that was put into the ground in last November, and finally, by December 21st, we had activated the first neighborhood. We had our first 100th customer was on January 6th, so about 3 weeks later. Found our retail location. We opened that in May. By June, we had our first 1,000 customers, and we'll have our second 1,000 within about 2 weeks or so is what that's projecting. So the response, again, has been tremendous, and people are seeing savings both in their bill every single month and what we think is a pretty upgraded service level for everyone. And then just most recently, we had our ribbon cutting at our retail location. Saw many of your faces there. The mayor, and it was a great time to see and meet some new faces that are on the council, and look forward to working with the rest of you that we haven't had a chance to meet yet. So what's to come still is We'll have most of the main construction crews are slated to be out of the area by the end of September. So the majority of the mainline network construction will be done soon. There are certain properties that require unique coordination. So there are some apartment buildings, commercial buildings that we talked about, some of the manufactured mobile home communities that don't have easements like most of the streets do. Those are unique ones that are being worked on currently, and we're organizing those projects. Some of the Morgan County Housing Authority properties still need further coordination, and we're working through all of those as well as quickly as we can. And then the city facilities, obviously, we still are building fiber up to some of these buildings, and we need to finalize that large coordinated project. So really, that's the high-level things that wanted to let you know kind of where we are. Expect that a lot of the chaos of the construction will be gone and out of the way by September. But still have some coordination, some smaller projects. But that's kind of the update that we have for now. But certainly want to available for questions and want to be able to answer anything that you all have or any concerns that we have.
Any questions from the council? Good job. I'm surprised that you're still not at my mom's house, Damien. I think you paid her a visit, and she's quite a talker, and I thought she'd keep you there for hours.
Working on it, we're gonna get her.
Was this today, or?
No, it's recent.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any questions, but I do have a couple of comments, and I'm sure the rest of the board was expecting more phone calls throughout this whole project, and I don't know about everybody else, but I might have received one or two that I reached out to you guys, you took care of right away, and you guys did an awesome job, and look forward to you guys serving the community.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And just to be clear, while I say that the construction's going to be out of here at the end of September, the job's really just beginning, right? The service, the continued servicing the residents of the community is something we're going to be excited to be positioned to do for years to come. So,
Yeah, and that really represents Mike's position with the company in establishing these relationships. But we're putting resources with him and with others together to maintain those relationships, not only with you all, but with the residents as well in each community we serve. So really Mike represents that long-term strategy for relationship maintenance and building with the existing communities and of course with new ones as well. So, August of last year, we got to the point where we got to an agreement. So I think on behalf of us, we'd just like to say thank you as well. The reception from you all and from the residents of the community has been nothing short of heartwarming. I know we set forth to really solve an imminent need for the community. We hope that our response has been adequate to fulfill it. So thank you all.
We appreciate it. And welcome, Mike.
Thanks very much. It's always good to walk into a good situation, right? Yeah. But I'd say what's really nice is when you have good people on the ground. And Mike, I appreciate your comment because there's a lot of different companies that can come in and stick fiber in the ground, right? It's not rocket science, as we used to say, but there's going to be issues. You're just going to run into it. Somebody's going to hit a line that you shouldn't have hit, and you're going to run into a neighbor that they didn't really want you there in the first place, and you're going to have some bad conversations. But the question is, are you going to stay in there and follow up and do what you said? So one of the things that Paul Cronin, who's our CEO, has talked about from the top, hey, it all comes back is how do you want to leave that customer? Is that the customer experience that you want to leave them with? And are we doing what we said we were going to do? And I know in looking at, even before I was here, you were looking at timelines. Are we going to hit those timelines? And I'm sure a lot of you were probably going, yeah, I don't know if you're really going to hit that. Are you going to be at that number? And a lot of times we run at the mercy of USIC and how quick can those guys mark, right? And you have the same crew that marks this market that marks Springfield. So they've only got so many people and they can come mark so many pieces. So we're kind of following their time in a lot of times of how we're going to get stuff in the ground. But we try to make sure that we take care of everything. If you do have a problem, we want to know about it. And we want to do everything we can to take care of it because we want you to continue to be a customer. Unhappy people tend to not be good customers. So if there's anything that I can do to serve you, please let me know. I appreciate where you're at. I'm the chairman of the county council in St. Charles, Missouri. So I've been on the council for 8 years. I understand phone calls from residents, and I understand permitting processes and how pleasant those are from time to time. So I appreciate everything, and really, like I said, it comes back to the guy who's on the ground every day and making sure that those crews are doing what they said they were gonna do, and having the office there is great, because like Josh and I were talking about earlier today, never been in that office when someone wasn't in there. So it's good to be accountable to the community. It's good to have a place that they can go if they're having a problem. I saw a guy earlier today who came in, said, hey, I need to pay my bill. I haven't gotten anything. I said, well, we emailed it to you. And he goes, yeah, I don't do email. I said, well, we'll figure out that. Let's get that fixed right now. So we appreciate you guys very much.
And just real quick, like, with me, I mean, I'm on the ground level, so hopefully I've seen all your faces at one point or another, but I want to make sure you guys know that customer service, I3 Broadband holds customer service at the gold standard, right? So no matter who you are, what position you have in the town, if you're a customer, if you're a business customer, if you're just somebody walking down the street, we hold customer service to the gold standard. We want to make sure that everybody's taken care of. If you guys need anything, you guys can come talk to us directly. We're going to take care of any issues you have. So that's all I want to say.
Awesome, thank you.
We have full-time, or 15 full-time employees right now, and we're continuing to hire more as well, so, yeah.
I'll just make a comment too, since we're making comments. You guys just came to our neighborhood 2 weeks ago, and not only are you guys amazing in your office and what you're doing, but the guys that you have on the ground actually doing the work, they're having a good time. They're getting the work done. They're conversational, and they're doing a really great job. I got a couple of phone calls about when are they going to come back to fix my yard. I said, don't worry, they will. And sure enough, bright and early on a 7 a.m., they were there. They were playing music. They were having fun. They were getting it knocked out. It was fantastic. They were great to talk to, and I really appreciated it. So, so all the way from top to bottom, I think you have a great team.
Thank you for sharing the story.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate that. If you guys have nothing else,
Thanks.
you're out.
And that guy
Thank you.
behind you, Rick Herron's crew has done an exceptional job.
Without a doubt.
With the utility department, so tell your guys, thanks, Rick.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome job.
Exceptional work with every level, from
Yeah.
the utilities to everywhere around was not always the case, and made it easy for us to be able to do our job, so thank you. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, committee reports tonight. Planning and Public Works, Alderman Scott.
We have one item, it's discuss waiving bids and accepting proposals for the demolition of 817 South Clay Avenue. We had 2 bids on that, one with 13,400 and the other was 18,900, with the low bid being Shireman Farms.
Thank you, Alderman Scott. Public Protection tonight, Alderman Bartlett.
We have one item tonight. That's discussing the school resource officer agreement.
And Mr. Chief Mefford, would you like to, is it business as usual with them, or?
Pretty much, we worked with Dan and with Ryan Byers, the school district council, and Steve Potasic to put together another 3-year agreement with the school district. We updated some of the language in the reports or in the MOU, but nothing substantially changed that affects the way we do business or the way the school district does business. We feel like we've got a good agreement with the school district, and they feel like they have a good agreement with us. We're prepared to move forward with that, just getting council's authorization to continue that partnership with the school district. And I'll answer any questions if anybody has SRO questions.
I got one question, Chief, and it's not about the resource officer, but I live by Illinois College, and I come down and go down Lincoln a lot, and in the morning, a couple times it seems that people are turning off of Lincoln, or off of Morton, onto Lincoln, and they're stopping right there and waiting to go in the line. Is there any kind of a thing, I mean, the district put out to tell these people to go?
They put out emails all the time regarding that. That's one of the biggest questions I field throughout the first, usually by the middle of the first semester, that starts calming down a little bit when parents start relinquishing that, I don't know, the parental guidance where they have to take their kids to school every day. A lot of times they'll start riding the bus or start walking to school or riding their bikes. So it'll start alleviate some of that traffic. We do, for the first 2 weeks of school, have the Citizens Police Academy VIPs on campus to help the traffic move and keep it flowing rather than people sit in the car and do things like that. Generally, we'll have a school resource officer there every day helping move that traffic along. But we've run into this the last few years with the new configuration of JMS. A lot of that traffic enters off of Morton, and when that traffic's entering off of Hoagland, and it all comes together at the same spot, if you don't get that traffic light just right, then we get a little bit of backup on Morton. Again, it goes out in the email to ask the parents to, you know, travel on through if they're backed up, but when we drop kids off, it just goes the way it goes sometimes. But we try to do the best we can to keep the, you know, with safety in mind of the kids down there, so. Yes, it's pretty common to have it backed up for a little bit.
The police did a great job in directing traffic today at Lincoln, because as everybody knows, North Church is getting done, and it is just hectic there, but they helped, and it went really smoothly, actually. So hopefully tomorrow it'll be back to normal.
It looks like Church Street's back open, so hopefully tomorrow that will be back. But that's another testament to our relationship with the school district locally. Sue Lovedahl, the principal of Lincoln, reached out to me last week and said, here, we're going to have this traffic issue. Can we sit down together and come up with an idea that we hope will keep traffic flowing and keep the kids safe? We were able to come up with an idea. An email was sent out to the parents. We had 2 police officers there directing traffic, two or three Citizens Police Academy VIPs there in the intersections to help the kids across the street. So again, just another one of the highlights of that cooperation we have with the school district locally. So I hope all these things continue to go that way. So that's all I got, unless there's any other questions.
Thanks, no. And we'll anticipate some more things on Diamond heading to the high school. Timing is everything, and sometimes timing doesn't work out for us, so. Any public comment at this time? Beckham, you got anything for us tonight? No. Okay. Okay. Well, we will adjourn the workshop session, and we will go into the regular meeting. And I'd ask for everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I would ask the clerk to please call roll.
Bartlett,
Here.
Cook,
Here.
Hammond,
Here.
Odenettle,
Here.
Ruben DeSellis. Here. Scott,
Here.
Speed. Here. Wankel,
Here.
Watts,
Here.
Williams,
Here.
Mayor Ezra,
Here.
City Attorney Beard. Here. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Is there a reading of the minutes this evening?
I'd make a motion that we approve the minutes as circulated.
Alderman Large Old Nettle, second by Alderman Cook. All those in favor of approving the minutes, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Any petitions tonight?
No petitions or communications or claims.
More claims, wow, okay. Well, under the mayor's report, we have one item, and that's to appoint Nick Little to the Plan Commission, term to expire December 31st, 2022, and I think you might be familiar with Nick. He's got a store on the square, off the square a little bit. Nick's a go-getter, and he will add a lot of flair to the Plain Commission. So, is there a motion? Alderman Watts, second by Alderman Scott. Voice vote. All those in favor of approving Mr. Little to the Plain Commission, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? City Attorney's report.
Thank you. We have the one item, the second reading of the ordinance adding an additional liquor license for the Little Stove LLC.
Yes, second reading. Is there a motion? Alderman Wonkel, second by Alderman Scott.
Be it ordained that the Jacksonville Municipal Code, Chapter 3, alcoholic beverages, be amended, adding an additional liquor license for the Little Stove LLC.
Discussion? A real neat concept that that they have going, and it'll be a big improvement to our downtown. So, any discussion? Seeing none, I would ask the clerk to please call roll on second reading.
Bartlett,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Hannah,
Abstain.
O'Donnell,
Yes.
Ruben DeSellis,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Speed, Wonkel,
Yes.
Watts,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Very good. Any public comment at this time? Consent agenda items tonight. Finance, IT, and personnel. Alderman Cook.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have one item tonight, and that's the city treasurer's report for July 31st, 2021, which is in your packet.
And planning and public works. Alderman Scott.
We have one item, the resolution authorizing the waiver of advertisement for bids and accepting proposals for the demolition of 817 South Clay Avenue.
And public protection. Alderman Bartlett.
We have one item tonight, a resolution approving an agreement with School District 117 for 2 school resource officers, and I so move.
Is there a second on consent agenda? Alderman Cook. You've heard the items under the consent agenda. Is there any you wish to pull for further discussion? Seeing none, I would ask the clerk to please call roll.
Williams,
Yes.
Watts,
Yes.
Wonkel,
Yes.
Speed, Scott,
Yes.
Ruben DeSellis,
Yes.
O'Donnell,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Bartlett.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Very good. No committee reports. Any old business that we need to discuss? Alderman Bartlett?
I was coming down college today. A few months ago, we talked about the sidewalk and parking places behind, where Gus's is now.
Yeah.
We thought that
Yes.
would be city property, and we were gonna get
Yeah.
We're in the process of getting that advertised for sale, and hopefully not in the next meeting, but the following council meeting will be able to finish that.
I didn't know, I knew you were gonna have the praise and everything, I just hadn't heard anything.
No, we haven't got that.
Didn't think you're going with that, and I saw they had that outdoor stuff set up.
Right. Again, the issue with that is that we've not been able to find anyone who would do the appraisal, so we have to go a different route by just advertising it for sale. And that should be running later this week or early next week.
Okay, thank you.
Any other old business this evening? Any new business want to discuss? Alderman Large Old Nettle?
I was able to talk to Les Ballinger, Street Department, and we've decided that the Town Brook cleanup will be on Saturday, October 23rd.
October 23rd, okay. Okay, very good. Okay, thank you. Any other new business? Seeing no new business, is there a motion to adjourn into executive session? Alderman Williams, second by Alderman Hannett. We'll be adjourning to executive session for collective bargaining. Sorry for the short meeting, everybody, but